Get ready for a wild ride that's like no other.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of is. Welcome to Top Tour.
Breathtaking drives, groundbreaking car reviews, and challenges that are, quite frankly, a bit out of the ordinary.
It's the essence of the top car shows from TV, distilled into a grand podcast format.
It's a totally original idea.
And as our lawyers point out, clearly parody.
Plus, I'm American, so it's totally different.
Very different.
Very different.
So, buckle up and get ready for the ultimate audio adventure.
Top Tour.
Top Tour.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White smoke. The path to a new pope, from Caloroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.
Caloroga Shark Media.
From Philadelphia, where maybe the Eagles will visit the White House, this is Ballot.
That's right, sure. And maybe Don Lemon will have Megyn Kelly over for dinner. Let's hit this. The Philadelphia Eagles haven't snubbed President Trump's White House invitation because, plot twist, there hasn't even been an invitation. Talk about preemptive outrage. A tabloid report claimed the Eagles were planning a massive no to a White House celebration, which triggered conservative commentator Megyn Kelly to tell the team to GF yourselves, Eagles. That's the kind of measured, thoughtful response we've come to expect from today's media personalities. This whole situation feels like deja vu from 2018 when Trump yanked the Eagles' invite after several players said they wouldn't show up. Remember when kneeling during the anthem was our biggest national crisis? Simpler times. But this time, Eagles sources say the team would be honored to visit the White House and are looking forward to receiving the invitation. Translation, please invite us so we can prove we're not those Eagles from 2018. The White House hasn't made any official offer yet. They're probably still figuring out how to fit all those massive football players into the Lincoln bedroom. Or maybe they're just busy with more pressing matters, like figuring out how to make Elon Musk stop firing government employees via emoji. Back in 2018, when the Eagles last won, they got disinvited by then-President Trump after several players said they wouldn't attend. Remember that whole kneeling during the anthem controversy? The Eagles and Trump weren't exactly exchanging friendship bracelets. But now, according to ESPN, CNN, and NFL Network, the Eagles are singing a different tune. One team source told CNN, "We would be honored to visit the White House." Though that's a bit like saying you'd be honored to visit your ex's wedding. Sure, you'll go, but everyone's watching to see what happens. Eagles offensive lineman Lane Johnson is on board, saying he'd be honored to go, regardless of who the president is. Meanwhile, head coach Nick Sirianni gave the classic non-answer of, "We'll see as we go," which is coach speak for please stop asking me political questions. 21 employees just resigned from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. That's right, 21 people who apparently didn't understand what efficiency meant when they took the job. They're refusing to dismantle critical public services, which I believe is literally the first line in the DOGE job description. It's like applying to work at a demolition company and then being shocked when they ask you to knock something down. These former employees warn that many people Musk enlisted are political ideologues who lack the necessary skills, which, to be fair, describes about 90% of people in Washington, regardless of which administration we're talking about. Meanwhile, a fired VA cybersecurity expert is warning that sensitive veterans' health data could be compromised. I guess the worry is that Elon might accidentally tweet 8 million veterans' social security numbers with the caption, "Seem legit?" Over in Congress, House Speaker Mike Johnson is struggling to pass what Trump calls a big, beautiful budget bill. Johnson told reporters, "There may be a vote tonight, there may not be. which is the congressional equivalent of texting you up at 2 in the morning. Johnson can only afford to lose about 1 vote, and he's hearing complaints from both sides. Republicans worried about steep cuts and budget hawks who want even more cuts. He said, everybody wants to be on this train and not in front of it. Though based on how Congress usually works, most people are typically nowhere near the train station. Trump made a surprise appearance at the first official White House tour of the year, telling visitors, maybe you'll be here someday as president. Which is technically true. All you need is several $1 billion, a Twitter account, and absolutely no filter whatsoever. Anyway, the Trump administration just can't decide if they want to fire everyone, or just most people. You've got to love government efficiency. So here's what happened. Elon Musk demanded that every federal employee send him bullet points of what they did last week, or else they'd be considered as having resigned. Because nothing says small government like making 2.3 million people write book reports. The Office of Personnel Management initially sent out Musk's email to everyone, including federal judges. But then they had to walk it back faster than a politician caught at a furry convention. They told agency leaders, actually, you know what? You can just ignore that whole "you're fired" thing. Meanwhile, President Trump was in the Oval Office saying anyone who didn't reply would be sort of semi-fired or "you're fired." Which is exactly the kind of clarity we've come to expect from this administration. Different agencies handled this email chaos in different ways. Some told employees not to respond at all. Others suggested using pre-written bullet points like promoting productivity. Which is ironic, since writing these emails was literally preventing people from doing their actual jobs. One TSA employee said security screeners were pulled away from checking for dangerous weapons so they could sit at computers and write about what they did last week. The White House insists everyone is working together as one unified team, which explains why different agencies are giving completely contradictory instructions. Embark on an extraordinary journey into the heart of one of the world's most ancient and mysterious institutions with white smoke, the path to a new pope. This captivating podcast series takes listeners behind the scenes of the Catholic Church's most solemn and consequential event, the passing of a pope and the selection of his successor. From the moment the silver hammer strikes the pope's forehead 3 times to confirm his death, to the burning of his papal ring, white smoke unveils the intricate rituals and closely guarded traditions that mark this sacred transition. Listeners will gain unprecedented insight into the secret conversations and centuries-old customs that guide the cardinals in their selection of the next leader of the world's 1 billion Catholics. Whether you are a devout Catholic, a student of history, or simply fascinated by the workings of one of the world's most enduring institutions, White Smoke is an immersive and illuminating journey that will leave you with a newfound appreciation for the timeless traditions and profound mysteries of the Catholic Church. White Smoke, wherever you get your shows. So, Don Lemon and Megyn Kelly are at it again. The media world is buzzing after Don Lemon went nuclear on his YouTube show yesterday. Why? Because Megyn Kelly couldn't resist dancing on Joy Reid's professional grave after Reid's MSNBC exit was announced. When the news broke that the Reid out was ending, Kelly jumped on X faster than a network executive canceling a show with bad ratings, writing, "Remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women tears as pathetic? Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television." Don Lemon, who knows a thing or two about unexpected network departures, responded in the most delicate way possible, by telling Kelly to go perform an anatomically impossible act on herself. Very classy. He delivered this sentiment while sipping tea from a Megyn Kelly Today mug, which might be the only remaining merchandise from her 17-minute stint at NBC. The worst person from television was fired from NBC and the Today Show a few years ago, and that was Megyn Kelly, said Lemon, a man who was definitely not fired from CNN in 2023 for reasons that were definitely not similar. Kelly's NBC show was canceled after she wondered on air why blackface Halloween costumes were problematic, a question that answers itself if you think about it for more than 0 seconds. Portions of today's program were made with the help of AI, MSNBC, and DOGE.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, Over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke. The Path to a New Pope, from Caloroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.